Night. I am sorry, y'all. We were over live on TikTok, and the internet just completely shat the bed as the internet goes. So I got very frustrated, and I went and got myself a night night medicine. Let's get out of frost. I just pulled it out of the freezer, but there was a Reese's Pieces right there, and I wanted it, so I got it. Oh my gosh! So um, welcome back to part three of holy shit. Am I ever gonna get this out tonight? Because what the world? What the world? Right? We this is my list today from all of my little card readings, right? All the things about the doing of the things, right? The understanding that knowing is not enough, but it's the doing that matters, right? Of the things. And since I've been doing of the things a little bit more, I have noticed, still have some pain, don't get me wrong, but I have noticed that it's not as severe as it has been. So that is always a good thing whenever it is actually feel like it's getting better and I can feel the energy actually moving through. So just like I was saying on the TikTok live a second ago, right? If um, I was like a little skeptical, but I realized that it's not just like I tell y'all all the time, right? When we say plants over pills, that this this is not the cure. This is a tool. It's a tool. So I need to know that my healing sessions, those modalities being used, right, were amazing, and they will work if I work it, if I do the things, not just listen to what they say. Hello, Dennis Casey. Hello, Heather Johns. Hello, everybody. Hello. So yeah, we were trying to go live, and I'm gonna do something with the Wi-Fi. I'm gonna have to like. I have called my internet provider for the last 3 years, and y'all, it is so funny. I'm like, hey, is there any more available like network? We get 3 megabytes here. That's what was left on our line. Like, that's what we have available for your line. And I was like, well, how do I get a new? It was like a new hub or something. My hub had 3 gigabytes left. Upload, download, whatever. I said, well, how do I get a new hub? I'm like, how much do you know? Like, I'll take a whole lot of data. So tell me what it costs to get a hub. They're like, oh, no problem. We can get you a new hub if you want a new hub. We'll call you back in a day or so. Our salesperson will how to get that done. I'm like, perfect. Right when I first moved here. And they call me back and tell me what a new hub cost. Needless to say, I have 3 because I did not have the money to run that much internet to my house to get what I wanted. See the little back there. Um, yeah, so we have got 3. So the internet has been killing me, but I'm going to have to do something, either a booster or I'm going to have to figure out something to get myself some better Wi-Fi. Honestly, because there are plenty of places I would love to go live, and when it's nicer weather, like outside with the outside plants to show y'all the northern lights, out by the pond, looking, But my internet is so bad and the cell service is so bad here that if I don't sit right here, and even sitting right here sometimes, it's still bullshit. So what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? So I said I was coming live tonight. I'm gonna do this real quick because we were on TikTok and I can just move the camera, but on this one I can't. So it is Monday night and we're gonna smoke them if we got them because y'all, this technology today has been a little frustrating. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do. What's up? What's up? What's up, Donna? We have not seen you on a live in a while. So we're gonna smoke them if we got them. I'm gonna be here talking, but I'm gonna do what I do. So as y'all know, Hi, guys. So, how many people figured out the puzzle, the picture puzzle game? Did y'all see the picture puzzle game that my backup account posted? Can you guess what we have coming? Can you guess what we have coming? Did anybody see it? Purple Haze tonight. I am I ain't gonna lie, I almost smoked cherry cosmos till it's gone. That is my choice. Now I have a couple of new things to tell you about that too, since we're here tonight. But mushy chocolate, maybe. Yeah, I got a call tonight from my friend, one of my network partners. That's what I'm calling everybody, my network partners. So I got a call from one of my network partners, and he did get some fun little chocolate bars. I'm going to call them just that, chocolate bars. Now, he also has raw material, if you know what I'm talking about. Can I get some thumbs up, some hearts, and some O faces, if you know what I'm talking about? And he FaceTimed me tonight and had he just gotten the whole dispensary order. And I might lose you for a minute. Gotta get in the car to go to Uncle's for bedtime. Okay, I understand that. You can, I'll be here probably because you know me, long-winded as hell. But so he got a whole bunch of new stuff tonight, and called me with those, and I was like, I'm a purist. I am a flower. I am a cannabis purist. For all the things that I could get into, dabs and moon rocks and shatter and wax and any capsules, any possible way that there is to consume cannabis, I could within 2 days have it at my disposal. Honestly. And I will always choose. I do not choose violence. I'm just old school. I like my weed the old-fashioned way. I smoke it. I do my weed. I love a good edible because I like a good bedtime, nighttime, overnight. I didn't sleep last night. We were talking about that earlier. Who else was on that full moon energy last night? But I am Friday away from the universe knocking me upside my head if I don't take a vacation, right? So I woke up this morning, not as wide-eyed and bushy-tailed as I'd like. I'm very happy that so many of you woke up that way, and that's awesome. Full moon been messing me up. Yeah, I did not wake up as bright-eyed and bushy-tailed today, and I couldn't see the moon last night. Y'all know I'm in that awkward teenage phase, right? We were talking about this on TikTok. I don't know if how much of this y'all picked up, but can anybody else relate to this, right? Think, for example, I'm trying to give a good metaphor for this. It's kind of like I was saying, right? When you go through these growth stages in life, it's uncomfortable, it's awkward, it's shaky, it's wobbly. And I was comparing it over on TikTok a few minutes ago. So some of y'all may have heard that. I'm not sure because my internet kept going in and out. But I was comparing it to when you go from being a baby to a toddler. So you start learning to walk and go into all the little things. So as the business and as I have grown as a person and as the business has grown, we've gone through these awkward little growth stages, right? But this one is probably one of the bigger ones that we've gone through. And here's the thing, today I was reminded during my reading today that it's all going to be okay. Everything's fine. Even if it's not, even if what I keep, we build things up, right? Anybody else do that? You build things up in your mind and you make it way bigger than it should be. And then, like, like we do that all the time, right? We do that all the time. Like, you can build something up and build something up and build something up. And then when you get there, like, maybe it's going to an amusement park or having a party or vacation or a date night or something else, anything that can happen, right? And you get the anticipation, like, it's so exciting. You're so excited for it, right? Exactly. Exactly. And when you get there, it doesn't live up to the reality. The reality doesn't live up to the fantasy, right? The reality is not the fantasy. And what I was reminded of today, and the talking to and the doing of and the things like that, was that making a mountain out of a molehill, right? Is that's the part of the doing, right? I talk about practice what you preach, and don't borrow trouble. Don't Today's the present. That's why it's a gift, right? Today's a gift. That's why it's called the present. Yesterday's a history. Tomorrow's a mystery. And it is my incessant need to control everything, and I know that, but it is just the overthinking. So I know that the full moon energy had me in a tailspin last night, as much as I didn't want it to, and overthinking at its finest. But this week we are not doing that, right? We are not doing that. It was a full moon. I released that fear. I released that whatever else, that self-doubt and that uncomfortableness, right? But as we move into the teenage years, right, we have to, okay, transfer to the car. Okay, perfect. So as we move into these awkward teenage transformative years, right, we have to know that there's going to be days when, your face doesn't look like you want it to look when you go out. You're going to have bad skin. And some days you're not going to feel your prettiest. Or some, there's going to be days and just things are just awkward, because that's what happens when you're a teenager. And, I talk about it all the time. And I say this, and it's so interesting. I say this constantly to y'all about, um, worrying is praying for things that you don't want. And here I am, right? Here I am. And today I was just reminded that it's all good, right? It's all good. And the gripping is a little less. And apparently, um, my doubt in, my energetic healing work to work with my dis-ease or my autoimmune in my body is, interestingly enough, definitely I can see the difference. I can feel the difference. Like, I have range of motion better in my wrist since I've kind of like, and so, one of the things that we talked about, and y'all have seen the tears lately, right? I was like, I feel so teary eyed. Like, what is wrong with me? And she's like, you need to cry. And she's like, that's the energy that needs to be released to make room for the new. And the cleaning of all the things, right? All of the excitement over cleaning that Melanie and I did last week. We cleaned this place upside down, inside out, and backwards. We really did. Yeah, I'm not a superhero. And that's my ego making me feel like I am. And everything in me right now just wants to bite into this chocolatey mess of it's just because I'm trying to defrost it with my fingers and finger fucking it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to usually got this live, because if I do, I'm going to look like I'm from some backwoods trailer park with teeth missing. And I'm not going to do that live. It's not going to happen. We did not get 420 cookies done today. They're getting done tomorrow. So I'm like, what am I going to do? My goal was like, this morning when I woke up, I'm like, 420 cookies off the jump, because Mama needs 420 cookies. Mama 100% needs 420 cookies, and they're going to be made tomorrow, and I will have some. But this will do just fine. This will do just fine. That bowl pack, that what I hit right before I got on here, y'all, I got to wait till I get back home. You see my face? Like, this is what Cherry Cosmos does. Like, I'm pretty high. I'm like, yep. So Melanie was guessing right on the chocolate bars that we have. Again, I am a purist on cannabis, but Just like cannabis, it comes from the earth. There's no alterations to it. And these little chocolate bars that we have, we're gonna call them fungus chocolate bars, fungi chocolate bars. They are very potent, like 3.5 grams of potency per bar. Hi, Dennis. What's up, everybody? So I am not. They're not going on the menu, but if anybody needs one, I can make the arrangements for you. That's what I'm doing for that. That is not my area of expertise, right? Heather, this cherry cosmos is. Now, I've also had, like, here's the thing though. I've also had like that much of this. I don't think it's this. I really, 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 really think it's that cherry cosmos because it rocks my socks. It does what it needs to do. It definitely does the trick. Like, I'm not gonna have a lick of trouble. A lick of trouble sleeping tonight. That cherry cosmos, yeah, y'all, it's a real pretty tight bud. It's a real pretty tight bud. I have a little bit sitting on my tray. This is just I don't know. I grabbed a finger to grab a 5-finger discount out of my own bag. Just a couple of buds, and then Red ground some up in there, and he packed my bowl for me. He didn't pack my bowl, but he ground it up. I'm going to visit my Michigan lady. Oh, exciting! You're going to see Nancy. Now, Nancy's in Missouri, not Michigan. You're going to see Okay, because Michigan's legal. I got you. I got you. Yeah, like I said, I am very much a purist when it comes to that. But I said I would ask because we have a network of people and I don't yuck anybody's yum. And if that's what you want, I know that Red and I are probably going to get one and just have a little fun while we're off because I haven't done it in over 20 years. Y'all want to see a funny ass live? Oh my God. Yeah, that's a Zoom room. The last time Red and I ate mushrooms, he have a nice trip, yeah. He couldn't stop, like his eyes were just he leaks water. Like it looks like he's crying, but he's laughing. Unplugged, remember? I'm late. What are we talking about? We're talking about the last time that Red and I ate mushrooms. And not on a pizza. Because that was Friday night. These are the magic kind. And so he had this bar towel like stuck in his back pocket. He just kept wiping his eyes with because he was just laughing so hard. And we were sitting out back. I was like, I need to go smoke a bowl because I'm too high. I need to like come down. I'm like, I don't know why I always think whenever like people talk about grounding and like needing to like catch their breath. And one of the things that I do when I need to ground is like I need my bowl. Like I need to go like sit down with my bowl and like hit my bowl. Like, oh my God. Like anybody else have that? Like, is that part of your grounding routine? Like sometimes like if I'm out in the world, right? And like I go into the universe, like maybe to dinner or we go out to like a birthday party or not that we ever do that, but if we go out like once in a while, bowls ground me. Yes. It slows my brain down. Yeah, I love that. So if I go out, the first thing I want to do when I get home, like exactly instantly. So like I could be have my pen, I could be smoking while I'm out. But when I get home, like I legitimately like I have to like go get it. I have to have a spot I need to sit. I have to go get my chair, I have to get my bowl, I have to do all the things and like I'm like inhale the good stuff. I like exhale the stuff I don't need anymore. And it's literally like a grounding exercise. It's really much like a safety blanket. I wonder if I could go through TSA with my emotional support bong hit. I don't know if I would get an emotional support bong hit. It identifies as a dog and give it a leash. I don't know. Like I'll figure something out. It's also very much a process. Yes, it is very much a muscle memory physical process. And I don't want to hit a pin. I don't want to hit the ball. I don't want to hit a ball joint. I want to sit in my chair with my rolling tray, with my weed tray, with my poker toker, and I want to poke it. Right? I'm gonna hit the clean it out, whatever's in it. That doesn't count. Like I'm gonna hit that and I'm gonna clean it out. I always like just burn off the resin and smoke it. I'm like, right? That's the process. Then you take this little dirty. Look how dirty my poker toker is. This thing is like that's how much resin it looks. It's so bad. I mean, I could. It's so much. I even have it under my nails. It's so bad. It's so bad. And then I poke, right? Then you pack. Oh, I'm like, oh. And it's like elementals too, right? Um, Weed is of the earth, water, fire, the air is smoke. It's very much like kind of like drawing in all of the element. I never even thought about that till just now. Like think about the elementals that go into like the bubbler or a bong. Think about the element with the water. It's a late night thoughts. I feel it with my bong. Yeah. And I used to feel that with my bong before, I started smoking my bubbler. Then my bubbler became my emotional support bubbler. Um, so, but yeah, we were doing mushrooms. And at the time I owned a bar called High Street Diner and it had like this outback area. And there was like bamboo or something growing out back. And I'm like, is that asparagus? And Red's like, yeah, it's wild asparagus. And I was like so pissed off. Like I was doing math in my head and looking around and going, you know how much money we fucking spend on asparagus in a week for all the things? Do you understand how much money this restaurant spends on asparagus? It's just expensive. And we've had it growing out back the whole time. And he's like, you should definitely call your mom and tell her that. And he was laughing. I know that was, I don't know why I was thinking this giant trees of wild asparagus was growing. But I did, and I was upset about it. So then we're like, let's go back in. We've been out here long enough. I don't know why I was trying to ground myself with the bowl. Like, let's just get higher, even though we're tripping our faces off, right? Good night, sleep tight, Elgina. Thanks for showing up tonight. And we walk back in, right? And there's this lady and this couple that walk in. And as soon as they walked in, Red saw them and he's like, don't look. He's like, don't look. And I was like, I've got to look. It's like too late. Right. And I looked. Holy shit. So this woman has on the tightest like one piece leotard. Very fit, very able to wear this outfit. Do not get me wrong. She was probably killing it. I don't know. She could have been my size in like a leotard for all I know. I was tripping balls, but she looked, she was a thin, tall lady. It was a biker couple is what it was. Okay. The guy has like his leather jacket, his leather vest on with like, like the rolled up sleeves, like the whole, like the skull cap, like the little thing with the little things and chain wallet, the whole thing, like a normal, like what you'd see at the Fish and Pig or wherever you'd see a biker in Farmville, right? And she's got on this leopard leotard thing with this like stole, like a little like fur like thing. But her hair, where she's been on the motorcycle, I guess, it's black and curly, like real, like curly. And it was like really big, right? She looked like a cheetah had attacked her. And like was like, that's what I was like, it looks like she was attacked by a cheetah. And the only way to save her life was to stick her finger in an electrical socket and electrocute herself and the cheetah. The cheetah melted onto her and her hair stuck like that. She looked like she'd been fucking electrocuted and burnt because that little stole had like a little head on it. It was so freaky. That lost. I couldn't look at her. I was laughing. I was done. Like I was like walking up and poking the fur. Like it was so bad. We were donezo. We laughed for like 13, 14 hours. It was a lot of fun. However, we were dating at the time. I was in my 20s. I was like, I don't know how I feel about it now. But as a good sport, I told him we'd give it a try. 70s Never old. Let me tell you what. Oh my gosh, we had a lot of fun. But the problem with it for me is that it just kind of like, I don't know, it keeps me up a really long time. And I don't like to stay up a really long time. I'm tired. And I haven't done it in over 20 years. And I feel like any type of holistic medicine. I know people who microdose psychedelics, a lot of people who do that. And they use it for anxiety and stress and mental health and bipolar and all kinds of things. And it really works for them. They have a dropper, and they have a program. Like they work with someone who's like I mean, they're honestly like certified like acid guides, and they are nurses and things, and they really have like leaned into the psychedelics, right? There's lots of people that lean into psychedelics. Even like my niece and nephew's grandfather on their dad's side was like, everybody has to try it once, right? And so I haven't done it in a long time, but I really truly believe it's mindset, it's intentionality. So I did tell Red, like, if we do it, Red's like, I'm ready for it. I ain't scared. I was like, I hear you, but I am. I can see you poking the stove. It was so bad, Heather. I was done. I mean, I was like, and that was not on an eighth. Each of these mushroom bars have an eighth of mushrooms. I'm like, no way. Are you kidding me? I was like, that's like for 5 people. I'm thinking we might get one, and I might let Evan and Red split one when they go to the Kenny Chesney concert. That might be a bad idea. That's not a good idea. Never mind. I don't know why I said that out loud. I'm not putting that in the universe. Take that back. Reverse. We're gonna play the Not Today Satan card on that idea. So we were taking that idea back. We just played the Not Today Satan card. We're playing the Not Today Satan card because all I know about that. But so it's mindset, and I know that my mindset right now, I'm not in the mindset for it. Now, after maybe 4 or 5 days off, and I'm like not like overthinking everything and being all in my head, it'd be a much better trip, because I know that it's intentionality, it's mindset. Like I tell you, if you need to have your knees not hurt when you eat an edible, then your mindset needs to be this edible. I intend that I will have pain-free sleep. That's what I'm setting the intentionality with this tonight. This intentionality is that when I get done with this live tonight, that I will be able to change into pajamas, slip into bed, sleep throughout the night comfortably, rest fully, awake, feeling rejuvenated, both mind, body, and spirit. Right? It was good for a second. Yeah. It was good. It was funny for a second. You know what? Like, here's the thing, though. Here's where you really know when you like ascended and you've moved from like one stage in your life to another, and like you know that like I hold myself lightly and all that fun stuff that I did back in my 20s, but as a 46 I wish, as a 48-year-old grown woman, my brain goes to doing silly things like that at my age could, number one, could be, you know, who knows what it could do. I could hurt myself because, you know, you just don't have any kind of sensibilities with psychedelics. It will take you outside of your body, for me. And I'm like, I am not physically fit enough to do the shit that I did on mushrooms. Like, I danced all night. Like, I was like, woohoo. I'm like, you know how bad I would hurt if I danced all night? And so I weigh the pros and cons. Now, if we're at home, right, we're in the house, and we each eat a little piece. Like I eat like a fourth of an eighth, right? I try it, microdosing it. That's a different story. But like gobbling up an eighth of mushrooms and going to a concert, that is for the nope. Nope. That is definitely a not today Satan kind of idea, right? That is a not today Satan kind of idea. But around the right people in the right place, then it can be done. So it's all about, you know, where, when, why, and how. So we'll leave it at that. But if anybody needs them, let me know. He's coming on Friday, so I need to know how many I need, kind of thing. So just let me know. And don't nobody come at me with, I need like 25 of them bitches, because I don't trust y'all. Baby. See, Dennis, I don't even know how interesting, because I also believe in perspective. I've done that. It wasn't even a good idea then. Is that my husband? Who is that on here? Because that sounds like something he would say. I've done that. It wasn't even a good idea then. He's like, I want the chocolate bars. He's like, I just want the roll ones. So I was like, let me tell y'all, Red, babe. He must be asleep. So I'm gonna tell a story about the first time I met Red. The first time I met Red, I was sitting at a little restaurant here in our town called McAdoo's. If you know McAdoo's, tell me yes, I know McAdoo's. Okay, Nancy, I'm Nancy. Okay, I should have known it was either my husband or Nancy. That's Nancy. Of course, it's Nancy. Nancy Bouillard never fails to like amaze me, right? Dennis got to taste better than fresh. Yeah, no kidding. The dried, they're always dried, right? He loves them. Spin dip. Yeah, he loves mushrooms. He loves them. He loves psychedelics. Um, he really does. Like if I made edibles out of mushrooms on a regular, like he would be like, "Oh, y'all, like I need my box. I need my box today." He's just that's who he is. He likes that kind of feeling, right? But it's funny because the first time I met him, we were sitting at a table in McAdoo's, and me and my friends. And in comes this guy, and Red at the time was a little bit of a weirdo. He had piercings. Yes, I can. Y'all, can I get some hearts? Can we get some like amazing? Just pound that heart because we can see Nancy Bouillard's beautiful face and picture and her name now. I mean, we need to like blow Nancy Bouillard up because even then it wasn't a good idea. Back in whatever day it was, she went to a concert on mushrooms. Um, so he had like piercings everywhere, and I do mean everywhere. He had bleach blonde hair, right? He had like white hair, shaved. I used to call him Freaky Tongue Ring Boy because he would look at me when like we'd be out or whatever, and he had a girlfriend who was a friend of mine. That was a later story. We were just friends, but at the time, like we were just hanging out in town. Like I wasn't about that like get a boyfriend life. And every time like we would flirt at a bar, like he'd look at me across the bar and go, like he would do like the thing with his tongue. I was like, look at that freaky ass tongue ring boy. I'm like, who the hell would date somebody looking like that? Because at the time I was very preppy, like very preppy. Like I was in the cocaine crowd, not the freaky like psychedelic crowd. I was in the bougie crowd. And so we're sitting there and this guy walks in. I'm like, who the hell is this freak? It's the first time we ever met him, right? And he is walking around Farmville carrying a folding chair, like one of those like church folding chairs, like little padded seat metal folding chairs, right? And he comes in and he sits down at the end of the bar, and I was like, oh, I was like, do you always carry your own chair? And he was like, no, I'm gonna walk about. I thought I might get tired. I'm gonna bring a chair just in case. And he was like telling us how he'd taken like I don't know, he'd taken something, a couple tabs of acid, I think it was. But yeah. So the first time I met Red, he was just walking around Farmville and like sitting down. He was like, hey, he didn't know S from Adam, and just sitting at the table. Hey y'all. And then my friend met him from there and like took a schmitten to him because she loved Freaky Tongue Ring Boys. And I think she like, we gotta walk him back to his house to make sure he gets there okay. And I think we ended up going back to like their place and hanging out. Like I probably smoked some pot. Knowing me. Knowing me, it was the 90s. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. It's the 90s. But yes, so and then the only time that I've ever done, the only time I have ever done anything that's like trippy like that, it's either been from him or with him. Because I didn't hang out with him when she was dating him really, but she would come hang out with us and she brought stuff that he has, so it was always worked out. So yeah, the first time I met Red, he was walking around town tripping on shrooms or something with the chair. So needless to say, he's excited for spin dip. Well, I don't know what that is. I don't know what spin dip is, but yeah. So there's if you need it, we got it. That's like I say about everything. But so I wanted to come live tonight and talk about that a little bit. I'm also eating this Reese's peanut butter whoopie pie. It's the one we have the very most of. Sniffing Rush in the 80s. Oh my God, Heather, did you do that too? Me and my friends were in high school and we thought we were the coolest things in the world because we knew what Rush was. We, ooh, it's the dumbest shit in the world. It's like huffing paint. I used to buy bottles. It's a bottle of like, I mean, it was the dumbest shit ever. But it's funny that you had that too. We used to say Russian damn. We were so fucking stupid. Oh my God, we were stupid. I need to just walk down memory lane tonight. Let me tell y'all why I need to just walk down memory lane tonight. Because I hold myself to like a very high standard as far as like um, making good decisions now in my life, right? Of trying to always like, I mean, somebody said like overthinking at its best. Like I always try to do, and I'm realizing that some of my shadow work about releasing and letting go is a lot about thinking. I think I hold that stuff like I'm so stressed over how I acted. Like, sometimes you like hold on to that more than you think that you do. And I think these mushroom bars coming into my peripheral today really opened up some like thought processes. Like, when we get the calls, like, what is that? I was like, oh, I was like, that's not me. Like, I got a little uncomfortable initially at first. And I'm like, to each his own. Not everything is for everybody. But Red came over my shoulder, like, hey, babe, come look at this. And when he saw it, he was so excited, y'all. He was so, I was too. I don't know if bad's the word I'm looking for. Here's what we were not bad teenagers. I wasn't a bad teenager. Like, I got good grades. I played sports. I worked jobs. I took care of my siblings. I kept my house clean. My mom worked. She owned a business and I had to like take care of the house. Um, I wasn't sure you would even know. Yes, I knew what Rush was. Um, and I think that because of the fact that I had all those responsibilities, right? Because my mom was working all the time. My dad owned a bit. They owned businesses, so it was like, okay, we all have jobs to do to take care of things. And I'm the oldest. Talked about that a little bit last night, right? About you got to get in here and get it done. Um, that I was like, I was pretending like I think there's a lot of Gen Xers, right? Tell me in the comment, like, what are you? Are you a Gen X? Are you a boomer? Are you a silent generation? Are you a millennial? Are you a Gen Z? Are you a zennial? If you're below a zennial, you should not be in here. I don't even know what's below that, but unless you're 21, you shouldn't be here. So it should be like elder zennials and millennials and above. But Gen Xers, right? I mean, we were like little adults and teenagers. Like we had to like take care of shit, like go to work and take care of getting ourselves ready and buying our own things. Boone's Farm, girl, Boone's Farm. Straw Gen X, yeah. And so, we were already like dealing. We were like doing like middle-aged women problems at 17. I'm like, I need a glass of wine after the fucking day I've had. I'm like, I had to get up this morning. I had to make sure my brother and sister are ready for school. I was like, Dad left me a grocery list and some money to go after school to get that. Then I had to work after school and I had softball practice. Then I had to pick my brother up from his whatever appointment, take my sister to her game or her band practice. And so, like, honestly, like on a Friday evening, by the time I was done with whatever sports I was doing, I needed to unwind. I need a freaking bottle of wine. Like shit, I did all this adulting stuff all day. I mean, you're drinking beer, why not me? I love the was it Green Mountain? What was the mountain? It was the one that had the green apple. It was green apple. It was called something though. It was Strawberry Hill, and then it was like apple something. What was the other one? The apple one, not the Strawberry Hill, but the other one. Mm. Ooh, Elizabeth Zima's. Don't play with me in Radford from 92 to 96 throwing some Jolly Ranchers in a Zima. You want a wine cooler? I'm like, no, I drink beer. What kind of beer you want? A Zima? Bitch, get out of my face. First of all, Night Train and Boone's Farm do not belong in the same category. Night Train needs to go with like Cisco and Thunderbird. Night Train was like what was like that was like a wasn't it like a grape like Manny Shevitz kind of wine, a little stronger, a little malt wine. I used to drink Colt 45 Double Deuces because we could get those from the C Mart in Farmville. They told them to me in high school. Breathe, yeah. I'm like, there's no way in the world. Like, yeah, I used to love me some Zima back in the day. It was just nothing. It was like a Sprite Zero. It was so bad. It was so bad. Then I remember all the ice beers came out. Oh, they had a Night Train Boone's Farm flavor. That was some Midwest shit right there, Nancy. Virginia didn't get no Night Train. We had Night Train, which was the call to wine. Yeah, it was Night Train. It was like a malt wine. It was nope, we didn't mess with that. Little Kings, oh my god, the things. We used to also remember Mickey's Big Mouths. We thought we were badass with those little Mickey Big Mouths, little 8 in a bottle. I drank Jack and Coke. You know what's funny, Nancy, is that my dad was a bourbon drinker. I don't even call it bourbon. He drank early times. Jim Beam and early times were his 2 drinks. And I don't know if it was because they were cheaper or what, but they were the harshest freaking whiskeys. And I would still bourbon or still liquor because none of my other friends' parents drank at all. There was nothing in their house, and we had EW. We had a Evan Williams. We had a liquor cabinet at my house. We had a bar, so I would take. My mom had these Avon sold these like travel bottles that you had to like pour your Avon into, like those little travel bottles, a little case back in the day. Like they didn't put anything in it, but you could like get them empty and add your product in there, take it on trips with you. And my mom had won them or something, and they were never used in some like back of some closet. And I found them cleaning it out because you know me, I can't take a mess. So I went and got those little bottles, and I would take those because I could put them in my like gym bag, and nobody was the wiser that I had these like toiletry bottles in my gym bag. And I would fill them up with liquor, and we would drink at school. I'm such a dumbass, right? I'm drinking bourbon at school. Like nobody knows that I'm drinking bourbon at school. Like I realized that I had probably a substance abuse problem back then and didn't even realize it. And it wasn't like an everyday thing. It was like before like the homecoming game. So it was not like that. But we were legitimate. Like, how are we gonna get fucked up? Like, how are we gonna do it? Now that's if I drink. Yeah, exactly. And you know, now I don't, you know, here's the thing. Like I tell people like, I don't drink. I don't care for alcohol. I have a personal problem with like alcohol for a reason, right? I just don't love it. I feel like anything in moderation, but I feel like that's the one thing that people who, that it's hard to do in moderation for people who have a problem with it. And as much as they want to, sometimes they can't control it. And I hate that for them. But, if I mow the grass, like usually I'll get on the lawnmower like at least before July 4th. I'll have a day that I will be able to get on the lawnmower and do the yard cutting. Every year I kind of at least do one good beginning of the year. I'm like, I'm going to help out. Maybe not this year, but I have the years past. And usually that first day that like it's always been on a Friday. I don't know why I get a hair up my ass on a hot Friday to hop on the lawnmower and like an inappropriate tank top and some 2 shorty shorts and get some sunshine right around the lawnmower. And when I get off the lawnmower, if I cut the grass, I've always been this way. If I cut grass, I want a piping cold beer. Now, my beers of preference. I like the Michelob Ultra, Cactus Pear and Lime. I like Corona, so I like a Mexican kind of like light beer like that. And then I'll drink a Bud Light. or a Miller Lite, like one of those light beers like that, or just a Corona or my Michelob Ultra. And I got stuck on Michelob Ultra. I drink a lot of just Michelob Ultra in general, really cold. They're good either way. I love those as well. And I did that with keto, and that was like the little like thing that made me feel excited because on keto you get drunk quick. But yeah, so I've never, and then I used to drink when I was a drinker. So here's what I would do. So when it got warm, so from springtime to fall, I would drink Malibu rum and pineapple juice. And maybe a little splash of grenadine for color, maybe, but normally just pineapple juice. And beer must be ice cold. And if you ask my husband what his favorite kind of beer, he will tell you cold. That's what he'll tell you. Um, the I would drink the pineapple and Malibu. Sip on it or beer, usually Corona. Usually Corona. Now, when Labor Day hit and fall rolled around, I will drink a hard cider, like an Angry Orchard hard apple cider. So I go from Coronas and things like that to the hard apple ciders. And my liquor drink turns straight to a Crown Royal and Diet Coke. So I had my little preferences back when I did drink, but it's just not my favorite thing to do. All the things I feel like that the worst decisions I've ever happened, the most embarrassing things that I've ever done, I feel like have been because of alcohol, and I don't choose to relive those, right? Yeah. I like a Malibu. I like a pina colada kind of drink in the summer. I don't like bourbon or whiskey in the. I'll drink a margarita. And if I go with my girlfriends and stuff, like I will get a drink just to be sociable. But it's just not. The last time I got a little bit drunk was probably right after pandemic. We went out with friends of ours to a new Mexican restaurant here in town, and we met at a rooftop bar, the rooftop bar in Farmville called Catbird, and they had a peach sangria, and I got a glass of that, and it was like water. It was delicious. And it was a really hot day, and I had worked really hard, and I drank it, and I drank it fast because I was thirsty. It went down like it was refreshing. It was delicious, refreshing. It was just like drinking a glass of water with a little lime on the back of a little peach on the back of your mouth. And before I knew it, I had two more. So I had three mixed drinks like this, and it went straight to my head. And we went to eat, and I got water there, but I was loopy, like a little drunk, like a little silly, real mouthy. I get real mouthy whenever I'm drinking, like real. Like I turn it up to like 1,000. I go on stage when I'm drinking, and I just don't like it's repelling to me, so I know it's repelling to other people. It's annoying. I'm friendly and I'm nice and all the things, and I'm funny, but I don't like me when I'm drinking. I just don't care for it. Other people love it. They're like, oh, this is awesome. I'm like, nah, it is not. I will definitely tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. And don't care if it hurts your feelings. And that's not. I don't like that. Like I will just say the things that like you just don't have to say. I don't know. Maybe not now because I haven't. You know what I mean? I haven't did it the last time, but I remember like a couple of times ago on some red wine because I did that for a little while back in Richmond. I was on a red wine kick. I just was never going to have anything tell me what to do. And alcohol was one of those things that will tell you what to do. So, on that note, I have been on here for 49 minutes. I did not anticipate being on here as long as I have been. I was going to go live on TikTok tonight. I was going to do some cards, but y'all, I just don't have it in me tonight. I tried, and I have to honor what comes in and what doesn't. It's not going to be a good night for that to happen tonight. I wanted for it to be. We went down memory lane tonight. I love that so much. Flavored moonshine. Oh my gosh, Nancy, I didn't, don't drink much now. I did in my early years. I played Bush League pool and it was good. Yeah, and that's a lot of it. I grew up in a bar and they had pool tournaments and things like that. And you're just around it. And so that's why I did that. And I think that's why I have such a problem with alcohol. Like, I don't judge anybody. You do what you do. I don't like it. I don't have to. That blondie has kicked in. Yeah, some of this Reese's peanut butter cup has through. Um, the, you know, I saw the way that married men behave drinking. They come in with their wives on Thursday night and their families and have dinner and be the most upstanding person you ever want to see. Come in for pool tournament on Friday night and have a couple shots with their boys, and then they're talking to every college girl that walks in the door and being inappropriate and spending money they don't got on her, and just being crass and rude and just nasty, and girls, women who, you know, would never behave that way, just acting like loose and just inappropriate and saying things they wouldn't normally say. It was me. I did it too. So I just don't, it's just not my thing. Like I said, it's, if that's what you want to do, I don't yuck anybody's yum. I do not yuck anybody's yum, but it's just not my thing. One of the things that, I struggle with the events that I'm setting up for like Cannabis Cup and things like that is that, who am I to say if you're over 21 that you're camping out that you can't have alcohol? I'm not. But I know that that's what causes problems. And that stresses me out to say we would like to be an alcohol-free event. But there's people who have a beer and smoke a bowl. And it's not my place. I believe in being free. But I also know that that's where problems happen. So I'm going to release the worry of that and meditate on it, and we'll figure it out. But, we will straighten it out. I am so excited for y'all who are going to Savannah next weekend. I want y'all to have the best time. I'm going to get off here tonight. So that's what I'm going to be some church, but it was hypocritical. Not for me. I'm upfront about what I do, except my family. Um, you know, here's how I feel about it, right? I own bars. So I got to see, right? I got to see like the full spectrum of how I've seen people come in and like be top of their game and then watch how the spiral in the bar, right? Watch how the spiral happens. And it's probably not fair to blame alcohol for all of it, right? But it's also a contributing factor. But Nancy is your roomie in Savannah. I'm so excited. Yeah, next weekend when y'all have the Savannah trip, we are going to Edenton, North Carolina for Red's family's family reunion. Now, not only did I have the reunion that weekend, I also had earned a free trip to Atlanta, Georgia that weekend for my President's Club for Pure Romance. I earned a position of prestige last year, and I was looking forward to like the President's Club trip more than anything in the world last year. And things just changed this year, right? But I'm hoping that, I will be able to catch up with y'all on the next one, right? Here's the truth of the matter, honestly. Number one, I don't care for Savannah at all. I've been there several times with my husband. We've gone together. I am not a fan of Savannah. I don't do ghost hunting. Like, that's not at all on my agenda. I don't want to see spirits like that. Like, I have no desire to bother them, to be involved, any of that. Like, none at all. Like, I'm more of a meditation, love, and light. I don't want to go hear supernatural stuff. Like, I'm not into that. I would go to Savannah strictly because I love all of you and I want to see all of you and just have a meal with all of you. But for me, like seances and going to graveyards and going to like a haunted ghost ride, that is not at all something that I would participate in. So that's not really my kind of thing. I believe in source and energy and all of that, but I don't believe in going looking for something that's already passed. I don't have any need for that. Like, that is not my thing. But I love all of y'all for doing it. I have lots of friends who do supernatural hunts and they go ghost hunting and fairy hunting, and they go to stay at haunted hotels and they go to asylums and prisons and all kinds of crazy stuff. And that's awesome for them. So that's why I hope to, I'll have the 2 big events a year that I hope some of y'all will come in for that. But I'm hoping that there's another event that's more on the meditation and the channeling and the up leveling and the raising the vibration of the collective. That's more where I sit. And everybody has their own interest when it comes to the metaphysical. Mine is just not like Ouija boards and spirit and channeling, and that is not my thing. Like that is not something that I'm excited for. But I'm excited for y'all to do it. Like I'm super excited for y'all to do it, and I believe in it all, and I see it all. I don't have to figure out they live here. Yeah, and I have fairy gardens and all that. Like I love fairies, but I don't go like I don't know. Like I just never have been one to like go out and seek that stuff. Like it kind of makes me a little scared. So Melanie likes that stuff. Yeah. See, I don't watch any scary movies. Like I don't do anything scary. I'm a chicken. I am a big old chicken when it comes to that stuff. Like I have had an attachment before back, and Lisa's the first one that told me about it whenever it was back in the day. Like I was still in Farmville the first, like she was still in Farmville the first time. And when you've seen that kind of stuff, like when it's in your house, like standing over your bed, looking at you, sleeping and paralyzes you, you do not go looking for it. And I found that from going to Sailors Creek Battlefield and from playing with the Ouija board and going to the haunted houses and the old schools and all that stuff when I was drinking and not knowing how to ground, center, and protect and being a big old bright light, just asking for it to come in, right? And so since then, I have been very much, me. Now, I'm very interested in aliens. Aliens are different. I've also seen them, but I think I've seen like things in the sky. But I don't go hunting for them either. But I am interested in learning about it all. I'm totally interested in learning about it all, but I'm not going to go out there and be like firsthand. I'm not going to go out there and be at it firsthand. That is not happening. No, ma'am, no, sure. Nope, 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 nope. I do not like psychopomp work at all. So, y'all go have fun. But it's okay, right? Because not everything is for everybody. And that's all right. And we can love each other. We can have things that we have in common. We can have things that we have in difference. And that's all okay because we respect and love each other anyhow. And that's what I'm about, right? I'm all about that. Red eyes and good vibes. I don't do that scary stuff. No, nope, 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 nope. Melanie says, I have experienced the paranormal firsthand. It didn't scare me. It drew me in harder. Nope, not me. Not me. I'm like, is it gone? Is it gone? Is it over? Is it gone? I don't do it. Nope. I don't like it. And it probably comes from growing up on a farm that was part of the Lee's Retreat. I've been driving home from my high school, and Melanie Lewis knows this. I've been driving down John Randolph Road, and you come around where Stony Point is, and I've seen somebody standing in that curve. I am not your Huckleberry. Like me, Elizabeth, like, Number one, I'm like, nope. I'm like, I am not trying to outrun a ghost when I'm all, because I'm on. Do y'all know how stoned you would have to get me to go out to do a ghost hunt? Y'all would have to like get me high and then lie to me and tell me that there was like a pizza out there in the cemetery. I gotta go get it. The ghost of Pizza Hut. Go out there and get that ghost of Pizza Hut. Your mother-in-law was a clairvoyant medium. Okay. So you've definitely seen some stuff then. Like even when my mom comes into Lisa when she's channeling, I've seen all of that, right? But I go in the daytime. Yeah. Do you remember Lynn Fasikas's house right there at JR's corner, that old cemetery, the old hospital house? I would not stay at her house overnight. Mm-hmm. That place was super haunted. Then there's Cemetery Hill, which we used to sleigh ride on. Yeah, I know. Not me. That house would bleed. That house you would go get up you would go, like you go to bed and you look at the wall and that house, yeah, nope. You see the basement, like the kitchen was the worst, but whatever. I'm not talking about it. It makes me all nervous. Um, I know that there are energies. I know that there are things, but man, it makes me nervous. Now, the statuary in Savannah is amazing. It's beautiful. But I go during the day, and I was on a bus or a trolley. They were talking about it all. Now, here's the funny thing about that, though. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Who's been to Savannah before? Have y'all been before to Savannah? I want to ask this question. Have you been to Savannah? Yes or no? I have. And the second question is, have you been to Charleston, South Carolina? So Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina. Now, I have been to both. Okay. I have been to Charleston and I have been to Savannah. Be careful at nighttime in Savannah. Be in groups because there's a lot of people that beg in Savannah. Every time that we have gone to Savannah, we've been there two different times now together in like the last 10 years. Like recently, like that was our last big vacation together. We went out of state, was to Savannah. Like before we went to the Outer Banks for like that week, like the year before that, we had gone to Savannah for a long weekend. So Savannah has a lot of people that like beg at night and want you to give them money, and you go through the little Forsyth Square and all the little squares, and they're like, hey, can I get a cigarette? Can I get this? Can I get that? Can I get this? And I'm like, no, ma'am, and keep walking. Like I feel really bad because they do look like they're degenerate, like they're homeless and stuff. But I'm like, I'm not here to be accosted by people constantly. Yeah, it's just they'll ask for a cigarette or like, can I bum a cigarette? Can I get a light? Can I do this? Can I do this? Right? And the history of Savannah is there. It's there, but it seems seedy and it seems like an afterthought. So Savannah to me, there's some beautiful places, right? But it's like they didn't think about like preserving all of the history and all the things that mattered there. There's a lot of modern with the old there. It's a little dirtier. It's not as like now Charleston, South Carolina. I would go on a ghost hunt there. Like I feel the ghost would be like, well, bless your heart, my darling. Like I feel like they would be genteel and very nice and not try to haunt you. I feel like Savannah ghosts want to like get in your business, go woo. Like I feel like it's a seedier kind of place. Charleston has embraced their history. They have kept things exactly like they were from day one. The architecture, the colors of the houses. You have to live there 80% of the year to buy a house in the Rainbow Row. Charleston is a different kind of beautiful Southern genteel, historical Fort Sumter. All of the things that are just Southern to me are Charleston, South Carolina. I do declare, right? I love Charleston. I don't really care for Savannah. That's just not my favorite place. But if you're going for graveyards, if you're going for ghost hunting, if you're going for like that kind of like woo woo woo, what's happening? Savannah's a great place to go. Some people absolutely adore Savannah, right? Yes, they have the food in Charleston like no other. We ate so good. Now there's a place in Savannah. It's kind of in that main area where like all the people sit and there's always like a band playing. There's a Wet Willie's. I can't think. It's like there's a pizza spot. There's a Wet Willie's. I will let y'all know that the drinks in Savannah at the Wet Willie's, they are grain alcohol. So when you get a margarita there or a hurricane or whatever they have in those little cups that they want you to drink, they taste divine, but they are grain alcohol. And I got looped up off of one. There's a prohibition. Museum right there in that square. There's a restaurant that looks like a big house. It kind of has like a real pretty porch. It's like I can't think of the name of the restaurant, y'all. I will look it up and tell y'all. But Red said that he had the best shrimp and grits he has ever had. And he got shrimp and grits with a side of collard, came with collard greens, and then it came with cornbread. And he was like eating that like it was, oh my, he was like losing his mind over it. And the pizza spot that's right there, that's all you can smell when you walk through that main area, is absolutely delicious pizza. So that's a good place to get pizza. They have a lot of bars there to go dancing and things like that. Wasn't our gig. They have I'm trying to think, like the river walk is really where you want to go, like down by the river. That's where all the things are. That's where y'all will probably may be. I'm going to tell you right now, stay off of the staircases. The stairs that go down, that if you walk down to like the river walk from like where the hotels are and you go down, those steps are treacherous. They tell you they're not to code. They're built in the 1800s. They're slate. I've seen people get hurt on those, so be very careful on those steps. Be careful at night with them. I say always is like, for my little thing, take a guided tour. We got on the trolley and it took us all around and we heard the history of it. But what it did more than anything is it gave us our direction. And it was like $20 to ride the ferry all the way around to like this whole like museum thing that they do and bring you back around the entire place. So Red and I rode that all the way back around to our hotel, back to where we started, so we could get like our bearings of that, because it's a lot. You'll walk backwards if you don't kind of see how it goes. So we did that just to get our bearings, to save us some walking. So those are just a few little tips and tricks that I have for Savannah. But I'm telling you now, if you can put it on your list, I would say 100%. If you think Savannah is amazing, then you have not seen anything until you have seen Charleston. Hey, girl, hey. So 100%. Have a great time next weekend, y'all. I really wish I was there to hug and kiss on all of y'all, because I would definitely do it. And but here's the deal. So tomorrow I will not be live. Y'all will not see my face tomorrow. You will not see my face tomorrow. You're going to have a great time. I'm telling y'all right now. I guarantee y'all, when Isis and Aaron and Nancy and Heather and Lisa and Shannon and whoever else is going down there. Sam, I'm sure, is going to be there. Who else is going with y'all? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Did y'all see this? Her mom and stepdad just came back from a 4-month RV trip from Virginia to Louisiana, Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. They stayed at the RV park in Savannah on the river, both on their way there and back. And the Siberian Husky refused to go outside at nighttime. He would not leave the RV for anything. Isis and Aaron. Okay, they're both coming. Okay. I know y'all are going to have an amazing time. Like I said, not everything is for everybody, and that's okay. I know y'all are going to have fun. I think like Lisa and them, they love Savannah. And I'm going to tell you, like, there's something probably beautiful about it, and it's like eeriness. It's probably why I don't like it, because it seems very haunted. Even in the daytime, it seems very haunted. It feels like it has and that's the thing though, the trolley thing will tell you about some of the stories of the haunting, like the real people that live there, and not just the historical figures that are on all the plaques, but they tell you about like the Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, like that house. You should definitely go and tour that. There's also a great breakfast place in that square. I will look for the name. But of everything we ate on that vacation, Red adored those shrimp and grits and the collard greens and cornbread at the restaurant in that square. I'll get the name for you. And then we had this breakfast, and I love breakfast. If you love breakfast, I will find the name for this restaurant. It was like the most southern country breakfast, but it was like cat head biscuits and gravy and grits and eggs and bacon and all you could drink coffee. And it was just an old diner feel, and it was phenomenal food. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But, again, it's just, I will see y'all soon. Like, I wish that I was seeing all of y'all. I'm not saying that I wish that I was in Savannah. Because I mentioned something to my husband about Savannah. I was like, hey, all my friends from my mystical life, from the Lisa and Sam thing, is going down to Savannah the weekend of the reunion. I was like, I wish it wasn't the same weekend. He's like, you hate Savannah. I'm like, yeah, but I'd go for them. Yeah, but I'd go with them. So I'm not going to any seances. I ain't trying to pick up no ghost friends. But So anyway, I'm getting congested. I started this morning off coughing and sneezing, and then I'm going to end it off the same way. It sounds like I'm all of a sudden like my eye is leaking and my nose is full and you know. So Nancy says that's my breakfast. Yes, Nancy, I will find the name of that and make sure y'all get it. And on that note, if anybody bringing anything to like Savannah, I hope y'all will go live and say hi to me. If you're gonna have any elevated treats together, I think it'd be funny to watch y'all be together like that. It'd be so funny. I love it. But on that note, y'all, good night, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. And if you would like a chocolate bar that is not made by me, let me know, because I'm only going to get what people need. I'm not getting an extra one. I'm only bringing home what people want, and I only said that I would tell y'all about it because Red was so excited, and I was like, well, maybe there's other people that would prefer those, and if they do, then I will take care of them. But again, I'm only going to pick up what is needed, and that is all. So on that note, this Breezy's peanut butter cake is about ready to kick my ass. Cookies and caramels going into your check luggage. I love it. Heather, you may also have this week's order by then. I don't know when you're leaving, but I am 100% mailing out probably tomorrow evening. So just so you know, you may have the other stuff too. So I guess it's the same thing. But I would not ship it, Amanda. That is not. I don't know. I guess I could ship that. I could ship that. It would not. It would probably make it to Florida. It would probably make it to Florida. It's very well packaged. It's very well packaged. Like it'd be like buying a chocolate bar at the store and shipping it from here. I don't know. I'm hoping it would. I need to also. Can you message me, Amanda? I'm gonna message you after this about your order. I need to talk to you about something. Blondie for the nightcap. Yeah, Reese's will be pie for the nightcap too. All right, y'all. I'm gonna talk to Amanda about her things, and then I love y'all, and I will see y'all again Wednesday night on What's Up Wednesdays. The next time you're gonna see this mug, I am gonna be in the kitchen knocking things out of the ballpark to get on vacation. I'm getting a little lumpy. I'm ready for a little break. I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all have a good night. As you know, the rules: peace, love, and feast. And stay elevated. See y'all later.